I'm honored to also welcome you. My entire life, the first day of school has always been the first and most special favorite day of the year. Today begins my 26th year at Fresno State, and it's a joy to kick off the new academic year alongside you in a new position as provost. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to work alongside you during this exciting new academic year. I am especially pleased to share governance with the Senate and look forward to working closely with Chair and Co-Chair Kevin Ayotte and Tom Holyoke. Kevin and Tom, I know you're here. Please stand and be recognized. Looking forward to the year. And thank you very much for your leadership. I'm also very eager to work closely with associated students, and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to work with President Moses Menchaca. We have many plans in place for student office hours and student gatherings. Moses, if you're here, will you stand? And want to thank you for another elected year and looking forward to your work with academic affairs. As we prepare for the year ahead, we also pause today to recognize and honor those who have served us well these past years. First, my sincere gratitude to Vida Samian, Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities, who served the college as Dean for over 10 years. Vida returns to the linguistics faculty, but will always be remembered as a beloved Dean and an advocate for the faculty. Vida, I know you're here. Please stand and be recognized. Manisher Zogi served the Lyles College of Engineering as Interim Associate Dean. Manisher transformed the culture of assessment in the college and was instrumental in the college's successful ABET accreditation. He returns to the construction management faculty and will lead efforts to move forward a Master of Science degree in city planning. Manisher, thank you. If you're here, please stand and be recognized. Kathleen Moffett served as the Associate Dean in the Craig School of Business. Kathy brought great accreditation leadership to this role as the Craig School prepared and received AACSB accreditation. She will be remembered for her graciousness, attention to detail, and love of international travel. Kathy enthusiastically takes on a new chapter in retirement. Thank you to Kathy. Dennis Neff served a dual position as Dean of Undergraduate Studies and Associate Vice President of Academic Resources, where he has served faithfully, supporting general education, the Smith Camp Honors College, and academic budgets. He steps down from this position to assume a new role as Vice Provost in Academic Affairs. Dennis, please stand. Honored to work with you in the Provost's office. Also new to our academic affairs leadership team are Ram Nuna, Dean of the Lyles College of Engineering, and Associate Dean Jesus Larralde Muro. Please stand and remain standing. Interim Dean Jose Diaz, College of Arts and Humanities, and Interim Associate Dean Sal Jimenez Sandoval. Please stand. There's Joe. Interim Dean of Graduate Studies, Sandy Whitty. Please stand, Sandy. Interim Dean of Continuing and Global Education, Scott Moore. New to the academic affairs side of the House, Assistant Vice President of International Affairs, Paul Hoffman. Associate Dean in the Craig School of Business, Garl Kalfayan. Please stand. There he is. And also Associate Dean in the College of Science and Math, Andrew Lawson. Please stand. And for those on their very first day of a new job, if there are any of our new 44 faculty, please stand and join our new team. Fantastic. Welcome to the Fresno State family. Today, again, is always my favorite day. As Diane said, it represents a new beginning and a fresh start, and good starts are important. As your new provost, I should take the opportunity to share what I value so you can understand how I will make future decisions on behalf of academic affairs. First, student success and access. Like many of you, I intentionally chose Fresno State because of the kind of students it serves, and I want every student that is qualified to be at Fresno State to be treated like they belong, and that we genuinely believe, with our support, that these students have got what it takes to succeed. Second, fairness and shared governance. We are a big family, so it is important for me to be cognizant of the implications of my decisions on others. I promise to listen and make consideration with respect, and to be conscientious and diligent about consultation. There will be times that you will disagree with my decisions, but I hope you will always see fairness based on consultation at the center of my actions. Third, passion to make a difference. At Fresno State, we have the opportunity to impact social justice. This is where education matters most in this country. We have an opportunity and a responsibility to move the dial. At Fresno State, we transform the lives of the underserved. This is honorable work that we do together. Let's be vigilant about our focus and stay mission-driven. My summer was power-packed, and I hope that yours was a good summer as well. But there were many moments of reflection. I had a wonderful mother-son bonding experience in Seattle with my grown sons, where I learned about everything Starbucks, Hendrix, and Nirvana. Such interesting stories. They made me think. Starbucks, Howard Schultz, a kid from the projects who studied not business, communications. Jimi Hendrix, a musician, couldn't read music. Kurt Cobain, famous musician, but as a teen, a distracted yet talented pen and ink artist. These were all individuals that could have easily found themselves at a university like Fresno State. Can you imagine Schultz, Hendrix, and Cobain at the back of your class here at Fresno State? Would they be students, as you looked out on them, that you would have predicted to succeed? Would they have felt like they belonged? Let's take Starbucks, Howard Schultz, as an example. Born in Brooklyn, he grew up in public housing in the rough part of town. His father lost his job as a diaper delivery man and never got back on his feet. Schultz went to underachieving public schools, the kind underprepared students come from. We know about those. As a first-generation college student, he went to Northern Michigan State, a school a lot like Fresno State. He would have been one of those students you often tell me about. Underprepared in math, can't write. You know the story. A lot of professors probably thought, this guy doesn't belong in college. The idea of belonging continued to come up this summer. It came up at a conference I attended sponsored by the American Association of State Colleges and Universities. They referred to an article that my colleagues, Professor Jack Benega and Christian Wandler from the Kremen School, had shared with me at the beginning of summer as we discussed student success. Jack and Christian, are you here? Would you stand? I want to thank you. Thanks for caring enough to bring this to me. The article from the New York Times is written by Paul Tuff, and it's entitled, Who Gets to Graduate? It cites the experience of a first-generation African-American student who matriculated at the university she was qualified to enter. But she finds herself and her family doubting after she fails her first statistics exam. Now, this story particularly resonates with me since all of you know I taught statistics here at Fresno State for 20 years. When she calls home for reassurance, her usually supportive single mother says, in quotes, "Maybe you just weren't meant to be there." Sound familiar? The article was required reading for our Academic Affairs Leadership Retreat. We learned that 50% of students that are qualified to be at Fresno State don't receive a degree in 6 years. We also learned that whether a student graduates depends almost entirely on how much money their parents make. Not surprisingly, poor and working class students like ours are significantly disadvantaged. You may assume that these differences have to do with ability or SAT test scores, but ability, according to the research, was not the most significant predictor. According to the research, if you compare college students with the same standardized test scores who come from different family backgrounds, graduation is driven by parents' income, not test scores. The good news is that this student in the article got back on track thanks to the dedication of a young professor who, while at Stanford, was a colleague of our own Christian Wandler, and worked with Carol Dweck and Claude Steele, social psychologists, who had created interventions to help first-generation underrepresented students. What we learned is that it is not enough to help our first-generation low-income students deal with academic and financial obstacles. We need to first address our students' doubts, fears, and sense of belonging. Doubts about belonging often become self-fulfilling prophecies. In an experiment cited in this article, first-year students were exposed to a video which accounts upperclassmen recalling their sense of belonging when they were freshmen. Experiences like, in quotes, "When I got here, I thought I was the only one who felt left out. But then I found out that everyone feels that way. And at first, everyone feels they don't belong. But they get over it, and I got over it too." This intervention took about an hour. Very simple. Interestingly, this intervention significantly, statistically significant, impacted the GPA of underrepresented students and cut the ethnic achievement gap in half. Professors Jess Thurkelson from Mass Communications and Journalism and I are exploring ideas for customized belonging videos for our students at Fresno State. Throughout the year, I would welcome an invitation to come to your class and to your department meetings, and I would love to hear your ideas, especially as they relate to this idea of belonging. Here's my point. Fresno State should focus on evidence-based practices to empower others to feel a sense of belonging. My question is to you, what are you doing to make Fresno State a place to belong? To exemplify this spirit, the Academic Affairs Leadership Team made a pledge to commit ourselves to positive messaging towards our students and others, and to make Fresno State a place to belong. Reentry, ag business major, single father of 2, wounded veteran, recipient of multiple Purple Hearts. That's one of our students. He belongs. AB 540, undocumented, double major, sociology and political science, first generation, college student, Smith Camp scholar. She's one of our students. She belongs. Freshman, hometown Compton, communications major, debate team, first team, football. He belongs. Friends and colleagues, I hope you'll join me in this effort. Make Fresno State a place to belong. In closing, Nobel Prize-winning American author Toni Morrison wrote in Song of Solomon. They hooted and laughed all the way back to the car, teasing Milkman, egging him on, telling more about how scared he was. And he told them, laughing too, hard, loud, and long, really laughing. And he found himself exhilarated by simply walking the earth, walking it like he belonged on it, like his legs were stalks, tree trunks, a part of his body that extended down, down, down into the rock and soil and were comfortable there on the earth and on the place where he walked. And he did not limp. Thank you.